Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Lukewarm Cinema Podcast. My name is Austin. I'm joined with
Chris.
And I'm George Carmona.
No, you're Crocodile Cubano.
No. I was sick and tired of the way I was saying my name after listening back to all these podcasts that I was like, let me just kick it back to what I used to do in high school. Broadcast voice, first, last name, end on a high inflection. So I did that.
Strong.
Strong.
Fuerte.
So how's your guys' week been? I got a good one when we get to me, but let's hear how your guys' weeks have been.
All right, bros. So I'm just going to tell you a story that was a highlight part of my week that I remember, okay? So here I was, big chillin', working at Arby's, okay? It was before we opened. We were prepping up some like meats and stuff. And they're like, all right, Chris, today you're going to prep the pizza sliders, the meat portions, okay? And all it is, it's 3 pepperonis, a half slice of Swiss, and then 3 salamis, okay?
3 salamanders, white salamanders.
Sounds super simple.
Okay, and you know, first, I'm taking out of the stack, okay, and you know, like you buy it in the supermarket. It's like a stack of pepperoni. You got to peel off the right number.
It's like a deck of cards almost.
Funny you say that. Exactly like a deck of cards, George. Okay, so and at first, like I'm slow. I'm having to go and like do it all like that. But then I get better. Okay, I'm like 4 of these like little stacks in. And, I'm like just dancing, kind of like almost dancing to myself, stacking this stuff, thinking, woke up this morning.
I knew it was coming.
I got some gabagoo.
Gabagool.
And my coworkers, if they looked at me and glanced at me, they had no clue why I was just sitting there going.
Woke up this morning.
You're making the best of your work situation. I can't be mad at you for that, Chris.
Exactly. Okay. And yeah, that's what you got to do sometimes. It's life,
Right.
bro. You know, it's that or you jump off a bridge or however you cope. Okay. However you cope. No judgment. All right. So, you know, and it was ironic. So I literally woke up that morning and got some gabagoo. It was
Bro,
very.
Some gabagoo.
that comes full circle.
Exactly. Okay.
That's full circle.
And so, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm getting better at it. And I'm soon enough, I'm peeling off like the perfect amount of gabagoo with each like swipe of the hand. I'm like shuffling these fucking gabagoos like decks of cards at a blackjack table, bro.
Bro.
He was like, I am the house. I always win.
I was a gabaguru at that point.
Oh my God.
That's the new. All right. I was going to wait for that, but we have new merch out. That's going to be, I'm going to make that after this. I'm the gabagoo.
gabaguru.
Please get a picture of you gabagooing at work.
Okay.
This
I
next
feel
week.
like we could just take a picture of him here. You have deli slices, right?
It's got to be pepperoni. It's got to be gabagoo.
It has to be cured meats. Okay?
It has to be cured meats, yes.
And so I'm doing it. You know, I'm a gabaguru now because I'm hella good at it. And because, you know, bro, when Big Tone orders a sandwich, Big Tone, you know, he's going to want a Skippy.
Oh my God.
Big Tone, you know, all the guys in the business, they tell you this. Big Tone doesn't come himself. He sends his boy down, okay? You know, if the sandwich is made wrong, then, you know, they say, my gopher, he messed up the order. But if it's late, you don't make a Skippy, Big Tone has a problem with you, and you're liable to get whacked at that point, okay?
This is the world of Arby's I did not know of.
You get into any facet of any Italian food, and it's only like that one sandwich at Arby's, but that means we're in the game, okay?
I feel like it shouldn't be we have the meat, is we have the gabagoo.
They need
That'd be awesome, yeah.
somebody, right? Whoever is like in charge of marketing for these big time corporations. They just got to watch like TikTok for an hour and just be like, "Oh my God, why don't we become the
But they're gonna
gabagoors?"
watch the TikTok where it's just a bunch of people think, "Oh my God, that's so fun. What if we?"
The Grubhub commercial.
Oh my,
That piece of garbage.
Instead of watching like us, where like a dude drives off a cliff in like a go kart, and he's just like, "Ah, I did it."
bro! Like we said, no judging on how you cope.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
cope,
yeah. Going back, absolutely, you know.
That is hilarious, though. I'm glad that you're able to deal that fast. You were in kind of a flow state, some could say, when you were slanging and prepping those meats. Now, on average, because I like all the sliders from Arby's, how often is that one ordered? Because I never have once even considered ordering the pizza slider.
and is it good? Have you had it?
All right. Not very often, actually. The Italian stuff doesn't go out too often.
Mm.
So I'll tell you that, you know. But when big,
I
you
like
know,
how he has like an Italian like
You got to.
rhythm to his voice now.
well, it's part of the business, okay? Because when Big Tone's order shows up, he's gonna want a Skippy. He's gonna say light on the garlic aioli, okay?
I would like to think that as soon as like the order comes up and it's like 8 pizza sliders, everyone's like, VIP order. We got make it Skippy,
But
make it Skippy.
but like they know Christian does it right, so like they'll come get him off the register, and they'll be like, "I was ordering it." Hey,
Big Tone's order just came through.
Christian, how long have you been working at Arby's now?
Like 2 weeks.
And you're already in the gabagoo mob?
Yeah, dude. Hey, bro, I'm making jokes at work now. You know what I mean? Like people are like, hey, Christian's a funny guy, bro.
That's awesome.
Have you told him to listen to the podcast yet?
No.
Oh, dude, come on. What is the point of you're not gonna hustle your coworkers?
Everybody thinks I'm funny, but nobody's my friend yet. That's all I can say.
Mm.
You don't need friends. You need views.
It's week 2. It's week 2.
But you don't need friends. You need views.
Yeah, but if you come off too early, like, oh, hey, I'm the podcast guy, then that's your label. So like, we want Chris to get in. Everyone
As
be
the
like,
funny
hey,
guy.
that dude's fucking hilarious, and then just be like, hey, you know, you like me? You can get me in a long forum.
To talk about like
Yeah, dude.
how to be labeled at work. I remember one of my coworkers, Christian, has interacted with this coworker before. I remember I was like, man, I feel like these people that are like at the same position level as me are like, I don't think they like me. He goes, dude, why are you gonna listen to broke people? I was like, you're right.
That's not winning, bro.
Why am I gonna listen? Like, I'm broke. I know they broke. Why am I gonna listen to broke people? He's like, you're gonna let broke people determine how you feel? I was like, Dude, that's a 5,000 IQ play right there. What the?
Definitely, for sure.
That can kind of lead into what happened to me this week. Because earlier on this week, I felt, not that I felt poor, but I felt like that analogy kind of played into
I
the
didn't
sense.
feel poor. I am poor.
I didn't. Okay. All right. Let me start with this. Right. I felt average AF earlier this week, and I think
Physically or like?
all around,
Oh,
like
okay.
mentally, like human being wise, like I wasn't, and I'm usually pretty good about being like, hey, George, life isn't so bad. The sky's blue outside.
You got some gabagoo in the fridge.
You're breathing. You're on spring break. But I don't know what hit me, bro. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, I'm nothing but average. And I just am a machine working in this like robotic simulation. And I was
the rat race.
I hate saying depressed. I was sad.
There can only be one of us here, all right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Austin has depression. I have sadness, and then Chris is like he said.
Chris is
Nothing against how you cope.
Chris, we can't even begin to delve into that mindset.
Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. There was a disclaimer about the whole fucking bit about my gabagoo story.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it may seem a little bit offensive to might be offensive to Italian Americans. However, I'm a smart guy. Okay, I've done the cultural research, and if you're white, you're allowed to make fun of any European denomination that's not Jewish.
Okay.
And you get off. There's no racism in it. I've been on the image boards. I've looked at the statistic. That's the rule,
bro. Give me the E-word pass, please, bro.
What's the E-word?
European.
Oh, yeah, because nowadays, dude, if it's against whites, it's not racist.
You mean a Euro peon?
I hired the Euro to pee on me.
That's what they're into.
Okay, so what was? Oh, so that was your disclaimer? Is that it's okay because you're white and they're European? Okay,
yep, there you go.
We are.
I'm covering my bases.
We're diverse here on this show. Right? We're pretty diverse.
Super diverse.
Super diverse. 3 white guys.
Well, okay. I'm Cuban.
I'm like half Hispanic. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm half. And then Christian's Christian.
Yeah, there's like some Russians in my lineage and also Germans. It's the typical white guy meme. I'm 4% Irish and
imagine if Stalin and Hitler had some offspring. Boom.
Christian.
That'd be crazy.
That's
just like a little more
kind of fucked up.
Well, he took the funny aspects on both of them because I'm sure they were like, okay,
people don't know, but Hitler was an avid stand-up comedian.
What? You're acting like these people never told a joke? Like, can you imagine? Like,
I don't know if YouTube would like their jokes.
No, well, like nobody should like their jokes. They're horrible people.
But Christians,
do you think people would just laugh out of fear? Probably.
Is it funny? I don't know, man. Just laugh.
It's like when Darth Vader walks by. You gotta say, yeah, the dark side, bro. That shit's so cash. Oh, good joke, boss.
Exactly,
bro. I love being in the Empire, bro.
It's exactly like that.
They give me benefits.
Speaking of comedians,
So go back to how you were feeling average. Though. We gotta finish that story out, and then you can get to your.
No. That's fine. I don't like talking about being average anymore. No more.
He sounds like Brucey. That's not witty, baby.
No, because I just hate it, bro. Like sadness, not something that computes in George's head. So when it happens, it's like in WandaVision when Vision eats a piece of gum and his gears get all clogged up and he is like slowed down. And it's like he's not operating at 100%, and that's the exact same way. It's the exact same way I felt. But I'm over that. I kind of, I cried, talked to Cameron, moving forward. We're rolling on.
I'm glad for it, buddy.
We had a positive day today.
So so I know what you're going to go into. You alluded to it in last week's episode because you left a couple hours after.
Yeah, I didn't leave a couple hours after. We left in the morning.
Okay. You left like 12-ish hours after.
Yeah. So we went to California, Cameron and I, and we went to Los Angeles to go to a comedy show called Laugh on Grass. If you guys are in the Venice Beach area, they are doing these, I think, once a month, and it's a great little comedy setup where they're doing it at this one place called the Pod Share, where I guess, listen to how liberal this is. It is a place in which artists of all forms from around the world come and live. And there was some pretty fucking unique looking people coming out of this place. I mean, I'm talking, I saw pretty much every gender, including non-binary, possibly dolphin person. Like, I don't know. You get to think about the most wildest shit,
All I can
right?
think about is South Park when Kyle's dad gets turned into a dolphin.
Bro, there's nobody in there that even just glimpses on the right side of politics. Like, they don't even.
It's California. That's what people expect.
Christian and I would walk in there and they'd be like, "You need to fucking leave."
No. Of course not. Because like, that's not the way that they would go about that. You know what I mean?
They would have
very
a conversation
non-confrontational.
where they say a lot of big words, but they actually didn't say anything.
They would probably talk behind your back, and we'll leave it at that.
Well, that's
but
okay
anyways.
because I make money.
Great place, laugh on grass. Great comedy show. They were throwing out joints the entire time
For free, right?
For free.
Damn.
Because they had it sponsored by a local like dispensary,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, it was phenomenal. You got to see a whole bunch of cool people. Top people that I got to see though were Neil Brennan and Craig Robinson. And
You got to talk about that because you sent us pictures and we were
so
like, "What?"
yeah, very few times in my life I'm ever like starstruck. And at the end of this show, which we thought was the end of the show, he wasn't on the lineup at all. The host comes out and is like, "And we got a little surprise guest for you guys." And I was like, kind of curious as to why there's always been a piano on stage. Nobody had played the piano yet. So when she said, "I have a special guest," I was like, I don't know. My brain started clicking, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! If Craig Robinson plays the piano right now, I'm gonna lose my
Elton
mind."
John walks out. He's just like, "Wait, what?"
Bro, I'll be like, "What? This is out of left field." But no, she's like, and so we were gonna have Craig Robinson come up here and perform for you guys, and I literally turned around, and he was probably 10 feet away from me. He was just sitting there, and I
Like
was
the whole time.
not the whole time because I had went to the bathroom about like 20 minutes before.
Okay,
and I didn't see his
he had
ass.
snuck in and you just where?
Did not see because he was in an all black outfit with a black bandana. But as soon as she said his name, like everyone, everybody in the goddamn place, it's like all 70 of us were like, "What the hell?" Like freaking out. And all he did, right? He didn't tell that many jokes, but all he did was just plugged in his piano, started playing like little catchy tunes, or like he'll play a song like "Staying Alive." Like at first I was afraid, I was petrified. And he would sing like maybe the first 4 lines, and then he would just look at us and then be like, "Y'all motherfuckers singing." And then he would keep playing it. And then it got to the point where we're all standing up singing these songs. And I'll never forget that ever in my life. Like, it was such a fun, free environment. Sadly got cut short though, because like I said, this is like right around like houses and stuff. We're in like the backyard of this liberal artsy fartsy, little pod share. So they had neighbors coming complaining about the goddamn noise, bro. So Craig Robinson could have probably went for like another 30 minutes, but I think they had to cut him short because they're getting complaints. And, California complaints, especially around COVID times, you're throwing an underground show because the location wasn't released till the day of.
Right. Well,
So-
I know here you can have groups up to 100 people. I'm surprised. Well, I know
Bro.
there's some shows that are already being, and I'm like, I was telling George, I was like, this is the best time to be a local band for exposure because people are just going to show up.
Yeah.
They're just going to be like, I don't care who. Bluegrass show? Yeah, I'm a metalhead. Let's go.
Bro, like that's the same vibe. There was a lot of people at the show though that were locals and kind of like knew some of the comedians. So like it was weird being in that crowd because we're like visiting and there
Right.
wasn't too many visitors
Yeah, you guys were
that were going.
tourists.
Yeah, we're a tourist that I just so happened to Google the show freaking a week before and was able to cop us some tickets, and thank God I did because it was amazing. The beach, that's exactly what I wanted to. I think that kind of ties into why I was feeling so average because that high of vacation where it's like not doing
Yeah.
shit.
And you're in like I felt this exact same way. Being like back in the band days, and I was hanging out with all these big wig like, and I was a senior in high school. Like I was hanging out with the dude who recorded and mixed and produced like the Riot album from Paramore, Breaking Benjamin, Slipknot, and then I go back to class and I got this kid going, "Hey, bro, you got so gum, bro?" I'm like, "What the fuck, man? Why the fuck am I still here?"
It's exactly the exact same as that. It kind of killed me because I was just like, man, we have a lot of things going on right now in life. I feel like all of us, whether
Yeah.
it's, work, life goals, the podcast,
Chlamydia.
future.
Sorry.
Just Austin on that one.
Well, nobody did tests.
Oh yeah, he's got sticky balls. We haven't even addressed that in a while, but that's got to be a clip coming up here soon, talking about your sticky balls. But I'm kicked out of it, bro, because like vacation life can only last a certain amount of time, and that's why it's vacation. That's why it's awesome. That's what you work for. So my brain has switched from like being sad about like, oh, I have all these responsibilities to now like, hey, let's use these responsibilities to be even able to have a better vacation in the future.
See, the way I see it is like I want to be able to do that all the time, so I want to hustle here and make my own schedule, so I can be like, hey yo.
And bro, we're like, I'm telling, like, I mean, we've never discussed going on a trip, but that would be something super fun.
I was telling him the other day,
That'd
I
be
want
chill,
when
bro.
Disneyland opens, I want the three of us to go to Disneyland because we could record a podcast
Yes.
on the drive up and on
Hell
the
yes.
drive back.
Car talks are the sweetest, bro.
Yeah,
They
because we
are.
could literally just
Just
all
got
hold
time.
microphones.
So we should definitely discuss this.
Oh,
I know,
after
we'll table
yeah.
this. We'll table this. That sounds like a fun thing to do.
Especially when like podcast conventions come back or like movie conventions, we could just
Let's do that shit, bro.
like a show I used to listen to called Battlecast. They did that one because they lived in San Diego. They just went to the zoo and just recorded an episode there. And they would go up to random people and be like, they would ask random people. They'd be like, "Who do you think's gonna win, a flamingo or the predator?" And they'd be like, "The flamingo would beat the fuck out of the predator." And like they would ask random people there.
Yes, we'll have random interviews.
Yeah, we
That's
could be like top 5 funniest movies, go, and they could be like Schindler's List. You'd be like, "Oh, that's terrible." You're
Is that number one?
or are we gonna go up from there?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was pretty much it from
You're
my
still
week.
on spring break right now.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
I'm still on spring break, having a blast. Me and Cameron are about to have a nice little chill weekend before I have to like grind it out. We got approximately 7 weeks till George no longer has any teaching responsibilities, but other
so what I'm hearing
responsibilities.
is we can go golf.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll be
'Cause,
doing that.
I'm getting yelled at because I got a golf
Let's go.
bag, and I'm like, I ain't got.
We just got to schedule a time, brother.
We just got to schedule around me. I still work.
That is true. That is true.
Some of us got real responsibilities.
That ties into your real responsibilities in the week. How was yours?
So I'll start with the good. I don't really have the bad. It was just crazy. Had a pretty good week. I started a merch store. I started a clothing line. It's called Dark Ministry. Go check it out. I was like, I actually had been working on it for the last like month or so. I'd been coming up with like concepts of like, okay, what kind of things do I want to do? So I did that. To go back to something, because I was talking to Christian about this. One of my favorite bands ever, I might have mentioned this a few episodes ago. One of my favorite bands ever broke up a couple years ago. And then like 3 weeks ago, they were like, guess what? We're back. We have a song. And they uploaded it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Band was it?
Elitist. They're smaller. But I was thinking about it, and I was talking to our longtime friend of the show, Francisco,
Yes.
who's been on a couple of episodes now.
He's probably in the shower right now. He's probably not listening.
No, he doesn't listen to the lives.
Or cleaning his ears or something.
Yeah, we were talking about you, Franny. We were saying you're very clean.
Super clean.
George was like, dude, I feel like shower
I felt
sleep.
so dirty. I felt like, and I mean, like I had probably showered in the morning, but you just came here and you just were
in the Mandalorian
squeaky.
helmet.
squeaky clean.
You look clean right now, George.
Oh yeah, for people on YouTube
People don't
can
smell
see-
my ball cheese. That's,
What the fuck?
It's quite a pungent odor.
it's different than Chris's sticky balls.
So for people listening on their podcast platforms, because people on YouTube can see this right now, George is shirtless. He's got the Crocodile Cubano hat on, and he's just living life large. Like you look like you belong in Florida right now.
Oh, I appreciate it, mate. I quite do.
Oh, dude. So Franny is here. He just said, "I'm here, bitch."
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, bro?
He kept saying, "What the fuck did I just walk into?" But so I was telling Franny, I was like, dude, you know what's crazy it is? Because we went to, so when Elitist came to town for the first time, we were both there. And then a couple years later, both of our bands were opening for him. And I was like, bro, that's some shit. Like, that's crazy.
Everything's circular.
everything's circular. So in a year or two,
Except
I'm
the
going to be
Earth.
opening for them, but we're going to do a podcast episode instead of playing music.
They
I
do
feel like-
that. They've done that at places
I
before.
feel like that would flop hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It'd have to be like a stand-up, like it'd have to be like a live format.
I
thing.
have played shows where there were comedians beforehand, and it was okay because it's kind of like a mixed show, anyways. And so you have somebody just make people laugh, and you're like, all right, the crowd's warmed up. Guess what? We suck. No.
That's a big thing, bro. My comedy show is missing that. The host, warm-up act. And she's obviously the host, and the host always does her little like 5-minute spiel. And it ended up like this chick went pretty dirty. She ended up with a joke where she was allowing her nephew to suck on her nipple because her nephew thought
a
she was the
video.
mom. I know. We couldn't take videos. But I mean, like, that's pretty fucked up and twisted. Like, but I mean, I laughed. I thought in the
That's
context
pretty,
it was,
incestual.
it was, but like the mom was like, "Hey, like, stop, stop, sucking on."
Stop it, step.
And she was like, "No, this is the only action I've gotten. You know how lonely 2020's been." And then like, it was.
So, going back to my week and continuing my fever dream, which was yesterday. So yesterday I had the day off from work. I had like allergies, like really bad allergies. So I was like, fuck it, I have drowsy medication, allergy meds. And normally I take one, and I'll kind of space it. I'll take it like maybe like 30 minutes before I normally go to bed. I took two of them, drowsy meds. Same ones, but I took two of them, and I was like, oh, I should be fine. I'll feel great. I took it at midnight, which is when I normally go to sleep. I woke up at noon the next day, and I woke up like, what year is it? And I was like, oh, dude, I have COVID. I feel so bad, but it was just drowsy. So what did I do? I went and drank 2 Bang Energies. We went to the gym, so I totally worked it off, and I was like physically tired. But then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I can't fall asleep. And I look, and it's 4 a.m. I didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m. I managed to take naps throughout the day. So I managed to get like 6 hours of sleep, which is normal. I can function on that. But I was like, yesterday, I was like, what era is this?
Bro, literally, when you said like you were in a daze and you thought you had COVID, that's happened to me on edibles at least 4 times since this started. Like, I'll be up here playing, and like, the edible will kick in, and I'm just like, my chest is kind of tight right now, and my breathing is, and I'm hot, and I'm just, do I have it? And like, I've texted Cameron. It's funny. I've texted her at least twice, being like, I think I have it. I think I have it. I'd have to go deep in the archives.
And then she's probably like, shut the fuck up. You took an edible.
No. Obviously, she's a little more loving than that. But then afterwards, I was like, well, I took an edible. She's like, well, no shit. No shit, you felt like you had COVID. But it really gets you out of place. I feel you. And then like your mind, the thing is the anxiety that goes behind it.
Oh yeah, especially right now. Like when I did have COVID, I felt like we talked about it. We're like, okay, we were gonna go grocery shopping then. Okay, I'm gonna place an order for groceries. They're gonna drop it off. We'll order a little extra. Like, okay, and we told the guy, I think we tipped him like an extra $5. Like, if you do not, because normally I guess they have you help them. And we're like, hey, we just tested positive for a $10 tip. Could you just leave it all on the front door and text? We don't want to get you sick, but we don't want to go out and like possibly get you sick from helping. The dude was super chill. He left like a little like nice note, like feel better.
Oh, that's super nice.
Super cool.
What a
dude.
guy.
But like, yeah, the anxiety. I was like, and then I remember texting you guys, being like, well, today's the day.
What happens, bro.
What happens. So yeah, that was my week. I did some creative stuff, worked. DMV. So I got my license plates in the mail yesterday, but no tags.
Oh my, those little stickers,
yeah,
right?
the sticker. So I can't put them on my car.
And that's like the number one thing that cops pull you. I've gotten pulled over twice.
I've gotten pulled over for not having license plates. I had the moving permit, so it was fine. But I'm on my old truck, and it was funny because my dad actually got the plate that day, but I was working. I didn't get off till 11, and the cop was trying to be funny. It was Vanessa and I, and he was like, "Yes, y'all got some warrants."
Oh my god.
And I knew for a fact we did. And I was like, aha, okay. And he was like, step out the car. I was like, what? He's like, nah, just play, dude. He was like, hey man, just make sure. He's like, just keep an eye out. He's like, people like to steal these trucks, and he's like, they'll take the license plate. We just had to. I was like, okay. And he was like, all right, have a great rest of your night. And that was it. But yeah, so I have no goddamn tags for
Bro.
my license plate. Luckily my tag from the dealership is good for like something.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah. So for everybody listening right now, we have new merch. Chris and I put in the work.
Yeah, we made some baller ass. Bro, we have shirts. You can get a hoodie. And it's and not only just like we're not just going with like a different people. We like made the design look better on the shirt. It's gonna look more fucking crisp, and it's gonna look like before, like we kind of had like a shiny, like the whole like square was shiny. Now it's just like the box and the letters, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, we made it transparent because the problem was I just put the image up and it
Yeah.
wasn't transparent, so like the colors would be
I feel you.
like your shirt. It
I
looks
feel
fine
you.
because it contrasts nicely, but this one no. Whatever the color is in the background is.
I went navy blue. I don't know about you guys.
I got black.
I got a black one too.
Ooh, okay.
But dude, no, the navy, that was the next choice. They
It looks sleek.
looks fresh
Yeah,
in all the colors.
We were looking at
does.
it and we were like, damn, this one hits. That one hit. Damn, these all look good. So
We love it.
I know Janelli. I think Janelli was saying a long time listener.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Janelli,
We
we appreciate
appreciate
you
it.
buying it. I know Franny says he's probably gonna get some. We got other people who were like, hey yo, bro, I got you on payday. When Biden pays me again, it's 6 months. Hey bro, that's
Well, and then I mean, this kind of ties in. Lukewarm coin skyrocketing right now.
What are we at right now, George? You're the guy. You're
We're
the
up
trading stock guy.
47.5 points from last time. So
For a week ago. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
See, and
It's
Franny's always
taken
telling
off.
me like I think he bought Bitcoin, but like that's some like Trump shit. Buy the lukewarm.
Why are you gonna buy Bitcoin at $21,000 already?
Well,
you
you
missed out.
You could get lukewarm coin at 47 cents.
We're up 47 points. I don't want to disclose how what
we
our
were-
actual price is right now.
Well, I'll say what we were.
That's
at last
only
week.
to the people that like have it purchased, but it is going
I
up.
can say what we were at last week though, because it's not. We were at like 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, bro, we're worth money, dog.
You put $1 in this. You know how much friggin' lukewarm coin I get you? That's nuts. Buy a shirt.
That's like 2.
So that's what I was leading to. You buy a shirt and you're automatically putting forth a certain percentage of that into our stock.
Right.
So
And we're talking about this. We might have to make a lukewarm coin, and maybe if we like you enough, maybe you buy a shirt. Maybe we'll throw in that little coin too.
of course.
Maybe we'll have to limit it. Maybe we'll.
Yeah, I mean, and just for all you know, you can get the coin on all the apps. It's LCPC, okay?
I can imagine people are on like Robinhood right now. Like, where the fuck?
If you can't see it, it's because you don't believe in Santa and you're a fucking chump, okay? That's right. We coded that into the coin. It's like tricks are for kids. They turned into those little spheres because we're not kids anymore.
And this isn't something like like you said, Bitcoin. Like people are
Old.
mining that. People are people literally have like semi trucks with computers in it mining all that. You know how many computers are mining LCP right now?
They're not computers; they're Chromebooks. We talked about this last week.
Well, yeah, and especially if you're not in Taiwan and if you believe in Santa, good luck. Good luck, because you're not finding it.
See, there it's Christmas all year long in that warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
They just never leave, and they just play Polar Express on the wall.
That's how we want it.
24/7.
That's how we want it. Christmas trees everywhere. Beautiful.
All right. Well, check out our merch. Links already in the bio. It's going to be in the show notes. Check it out. We got some cool designs. We're going to be adding some new designs here pretty soon. So yeah, and every item of merch you buy goes towards Christian's Get Well Fund.
Yeah, I have a uncurable disease. As of yet, uncurable disease called broke, and the doctors say, they don't know how long I'm gonna last. Okay,
They say another 30 years, maybe another 15, 30 minutes.
who knows? Like who knows what's gonna happen with Social Security, all that stuff.
Well, you too can feed Christian for one meal for $15.
Yeah, I'm like, the camera angle adds like 10 pounds. I'm one of those bony ass kids off of the like Feed Africa commercials. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we added a filter so Christian cannot scare the public.
Yeah, we don't want to scar you with my true emaciated form. Okay. This is for you guys.
we should for real probably get into what this episode is about. We're talking
Oh
about
yeah, episode's about something. Isn't it?
yeah. I feel like we could just totally riff for an episode, just talk about and just throw in like movie quotes here and there.
Yeah, riff raff it.
Yeah. So for this episode, everybody, we're talking about our top 5 funniest movies. And so the way we're gonna do this is we have it 5. It's in no particular order until we get to number 1. But I think what we'll do is we'll start with George. You'll go number 5. Christian will go number 5. I'll go number 5. So George.
Wait, what's the number 5? Because if poop is 2 and pee is 1, what's a 5?
Vomit.
While peeing and pooping.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't all fluids have a number? What's cum?
All fluids matter.
Cum is like
It's 0 because all life comes from it.
a 0. I had to do a number 0. Wow. I actually kind of like that.
That's kind of
because it goes in order.
That's that coding math for you, because in coding you start with like 0 and then.
Now, what is
the seed of life.
we had talked about this a little bit earlier. I think 0 is like a full like cum load with sperm. Now, if you had a vasectomy now and you're just
vasectomy,
a vasectomy now, you just don't have the ability to produce the sperm like you used to.
Oh, you're in decibels.
Premature ejaculation of runny. That's a 3.
That's a 3?
I think it's a 3.
Why is it a 3 if there's nothing coming from it?
it's like shooting a
because you're
Capri Sun.
shooting you're like
What?
Like you squeeze everybody did it as a kid. You have a Capri Sun and you drink some of it and you're like, this would make a better toy. So you fucking squeeze it and you watch it come out of the
Christian,
little
that was
straw.
your turtle. That wasn't a Capri Sun.
Don't talk about how I killed my turtle, Austin. That's a very personal story to me and my family.
All right, well, for real. So George, go ahead.
All right.
Get us started, for God's sake.
Yeah. So you guys know me and Will Ferrell. I love me some good old fashioned Willie. And this is not only Will Ferrell in just like one of his most classic roles, but this is Will Ferrell in a political movie. And you're tying him in with Zach Galifianakis. And this movie is The Campaign.
I have not seen this one.
The Campaign is a all throughout gutbuster, and it ties together political humor as well. You're going to see a lot of right wing jokes kind of made because it's based in South Carolina.
Oh, great.
That's the district that they're trying to win over. So it goes behind like how they pander for demographics, and you get a lot of like politically. I want to be careful. It shows politics at its most dirtiest form. Like the one scene that sticks to me the most is they're going around to different churches to try to pander to the people in that church. Oh, like we believe in you. And one of the churches they go to is like a rattlesnake, or a snake worshiping church.
That. Okay, that's what that movie is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like dancing around. He's like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And then the rattlesnake bites him and he passes out. And
I've
it's like,
seen this from like those like a animal expert reacts to scenes from movies, and that was one of them. And they're like, that dude's dead.
yes, yes. So, and not only made me want to go to a snake worshiping church, but overall, hilarious movie if you want to go for a political gutbuster. And when I was thinking of what to put in this list, it had to be in there. The Campaign. Check it out.
All right, Christian, what you got for your first one?
I haven't, it's sad to say that I haven't seen that one either. I'm sure it's good. Will Ferrell, I mean, come on. I haven't seen a movie that I'd say is bad with Will Ferrell. Okay.
I think that's
Zach Galifianakis, and I didn't highlight him enough, just insanely good in his role.
Okay.
What role is he not good at?
That is true. I think this might be, in all the Zach Galifianakis films, this is probably 2 behind the first Hangover.
My dad still quotes The Hangover. He'll call me Fat Jesus on the regular.
That's Zach.
That's Zach.
That's what he would have wanted.
Hey,
all right.
Come on, handsome. Not you, Fat Jesus, the other one. All right, sorry, Christian. Please
all right.
continue.
So I got a Will Ferrell flick on my 5. This is upside down. I didn't put it here. Our assistant did. Leave her alone. Number 5 is Talladega Nights.
Oh, that's a good one, though.
And, I'll just tell you, this is the only Will Ferrell movie on my list. I'll just tell you. And a big disclaimer is like, bro, how do you choose the best like movie from that like kind of time span? Because like, look, you also got Step Brothers and Anchorman, like, right?
And those are both just home run.
Exactly, and more than that, those are just like the first two that come to mind. You know what I mean? And Talladega Nights was one I saw as a kid, and I'm like, damn, that was hella funny. The fact that like they're making fun of like NASCAR and like redneck culture. It's
I'm on fire.
It's the whole shake and bake thing. Oh, and John C. Riley.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were talking about that because we both watched over the last week
Kong Skull Island.
Great movie, go watch it. But in like on like because Fox Cable you can go guide and it'll give you like a list of actors and it was John Riley and he is
Come again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on that. I don't know. I only found out what his name was a few years ago, so I don't know. But
So Talladega Nights.
Great movie.
Favorite scene from it? I like the crepe scene
I forget the crepe scene.
where he was trying to break Will Ferrell's arm, the foreign driver. He like had him. He's
the
like
French guy.
just-
I forgot
Borat.
about the French guy.
It was Sacha Baron
that
Cohen.
is Sacha?
Yeah, it's Sacha Baron Cohen.
I haven't seen that movie for a few friggin' years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot it was
Ricky
Sacha Baron
Bobby.
Cohen. Yes,
Dude, so speaking of Talladega Nights, the older son like just died like last week. Like not even kidding. Like I
Did
just
you do
saw,
a flip or?
No,
I'm
I think-
sorry, just kidding.
I think I'll have to come back to that. But yeah, I just saw that like he died.
That's
I think
sad.
he might have died like overseas.
We'll rip to my guy.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But continue though with your favorite.
Back to the funny, okay? Talladega Nights has like there's so many stupid and like quotable parts of it. I like where he's being interviewed after winning a race and like he has his hands up and he's like you're on camera. Put your hands down. I don't know what to do with them. And so he forces them down. Yeah, I just I won the race and
his
he
hands
can't
start
help
coming back up.
himself. That's hilarious when they're all sitting around the table. He's sitting around the table with his family,
Oh
and they have to eat the food of the sponsors for every meal. So it's like, a bucket of KFC, Big Red, all this other shit.
Powerade.
Franny just said that the subplot where Will's house is haunted.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, how do they fit all these jokes into this movie?
I like how he like fetishizes like baby Jesus. For 6
Funny.
pound 8 ounce baby.
That's one of the best quotes in the fucking movie. So stupid.
Most quotable.
All right, I'll go to my number 5. This one's a classic. I'm curious to see if we have any overlap, and that for me is Waterboy.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Waterboy is just so goddamn funny.
Now, is it funny in just like in the sense that like you wish that happened in real life, or
It just makes me fucking like belly laugh. Like
it's I hate to toss the R word out there, but it's a first defined retard strength. Retard strength. I think that was the first film.
yeah, because
They kind
he's just leveling, dude.
Like I wonder before that, like who was there? Like Rain Man wasn't some strong guy, you know what I mean? Like Waterboy came out and they're like, whoa.
They're probably looking at like Junior Seau, and they're probably like,
Oh, well, he's probably got a touch of the tism.
"Oh, he's got a touch of the CTE. That's how he went out." But yeah, dude, that's just like the man you're like, and he's running into people, and then like he like fantasizes somebody else on that person. So he's like, there's the one where he was like, "I love her, Vicky," or "Mama, I love Vicky," and the dude's like, "I never said you couldn't see her," and like he's totally in on it, and he like sacks him. He's like, "I love you, Mama. I love you too." And then my dad likes to quote all the time because there's that one dude who's like freaking out, "Woo!" like on the O line,
Yes.
and he's like, "You sound like a giant choo-choo train." My dad says other. It's just I don't know. It's like a classic Adam Sandler.
I think we've all listed pretty well. The Campaign not being one of them, but
No.
Talladega Nights and Waterboy pretty quotable movie.
Oh
Yeah,
I feel like
super
that's what made my like movies. So let's go ahead and jump to number 4, George.
4. Okay, the 4. We had, this was in my top 5 movies at the beginning when we first started. I think that was like
Episode 001.
001. Top 5 favorite movies. Tropic Thunder.
Oh, that's a good one.
Did Tropic Thunder overlap?
I don't have
Any
it.
of
I don't have that now.
All right. So perfect. Thing I like the most about Tropic Thunder is the star power mashup. I love stars going on an adventure of sorts, and then them just being tossed out into random situations. I also, out of the Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller, I definitely think Ben Stiller carries the movie the most. Not only are you throwing in humor about like special people in his movie Simple Jack, but you're getting to see like the behind the scenes of an actual movie being made, and those kind of movies always like click with me the most. It's like how idiotic and disrespectful are celebrities outside of
Oh yeah.
them being said action, you know what I mean? And that is a movie that's always going to stick with me. It's a gutbuster from start to finish. And yeah, Tropic Thunder, number 4 for me.
I love how when he's captured and they're like, you need to perform it, and he's like in Broadway, he's like, I have to prepare this part. He's like getting into the character. He was like, they appreciate art here.
Oh my gosh, I love the foreshadowing of it too. Like, I don't think the end of that movie would have been as funny had they not foreshadowed Ben Stiller in that role earlier on, saying like, "Man, you went full retard in that movie." Like
No, I love when Robert Downey Jr.'s is that Nelly? Is that who's
I don't know.
I feel terrible, but he's like argues like, "What do you mean you people?" Are like, huh? It
Yeah.
just lets out like a grunt, like, "Oh."
That's why it was tough for me to pick between Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. for who like carries the
But
movie.
I feel like it's just a great like.
Yes,
I feel like the whole cat, like Jack Black, just being like, reminds me of like Jack Nicholson in
I-
that movie.
So obviously, and this is maybe something we could think about as we go through the list. There obviously is though that one person where you're just like, that's the guy. And I think, with Waterboy, obviously Adam Sandler, Talladega Nights, Will Ferrell, Campaign, Will Ferrell. There's always going to be that one stud and that kind of just carries the production. So I think maybe to think about that when you're going through your list next.
So real quick,
Yeah.
because we're getting some already. So for everybody listening at home and everybody watching right now, go ahead and tell us what your like. If you have one or two, and we'll go ahead and talk about them at the end. But
Yeah.
please go ahead, Christian.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be chill. It's all of our lists.
It's
Our list.
Our list.
Hell yeah, comrade. All right, so we're on my number 4, right?
Yes.
The receptionist keeps putting this up. I don't know. No, it's actually because I flip it over this way and then I unflip the other way. Okay, science. 4 is Pineapple Express.
I haven't seen that one. I know I need to watch it with you guys, but I haven't seen it.
It'll be a good watch if we watch together.
I'm sure of it because we watched. This is
This
the
is
end.
the
This
end.
is the
and
end.
I feel like it's probably like the same type of humor.
for sure. Like
Mhm.
definitely. That's a movie that I always heard the name that came out in that like super bad era of movies, and like I never knew what it was about. I'm like, what the hell is Pineapple Express? And I only watched it like earlier this year actually, and I'm like, wow, that was hilarious. Like I always like almost talk shit like, oh, why is every Seth Rogen movie like a stoner comedy? Why? But this was funny as fuck. Okay, they're like these kids that are high that don't know what to do. I just think about when they're in the forest and they realize they're being like chased and they have to escape, and they're like playing leapfrog because like the car battery died. You know what I mean? It's like, and then it cuts away to fucking James Franco, and they're hitchhiking, and it cuts away to his thumb through his the hole in his pants,
Yes.
and he's like, "Hey man, look, it's like it's my penis sticking out," and like just the slow drawl that he uses for his stoner voice. Also when they're in the forest and like the car battery died, Seth Rogen's like, "Hey man, the car battery's dead. We can't go anywhere." Okay. Which I don't know how he laughs like that. That's some freak of fucking nature. But that's another topic, I guess.
Yes.
And then James Franco's character is like, wait, what do you mean it's dead? like he doesn't understand the concept. Like almost as if like what if you tried to not make it dead? Like
Bro.
you know what I mean?
That's like that joke. It's like, this is not for puppies. Okay, but what if it was for puppies? Like when you have food and they're like,
Mhm.
Hey, but now what? Like my son does that. But like we don't let him drink soda. But like when we go out to eat or anything, we'll get him like lemonade or something. And like so he just goes like lately we've been having a lot of Taco Bell. Like probably really. He'll look at the Baja Blast and go, "What if? Hey, Pops, you could slide that my way."
That looks
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna
delicious.
fuck up his world the
The
day he has
haggling.
soda.
Oh my gosh, the first Baja Blast. Take a picture.
I'm gonna take a video because you're not gonna be able to. It's not gonna be still enough.
Hey, so the movie Pineapple Express. I think the moment that sticks out to me is like the funniest is like when they're first hanging out. Seth Rogen comes over to James Franco's house. James Franco's the weed dealer, by the way.
Okay.
So he's at Seth Rogen's at the house, like trying just to pick up some weed and leave. Like he doesn't want to stay at the dealer's house. But James Franco's like, no, bro, I got this new strain. You got to try it. I'll roll you a joint some. And then some other dude comes and picks up, but it's some dude that the dealer, James Franco doesn't like. He's like, oh my God, it's this dude. Fuck that guy. He's like, he's not getting any of this good shit. So he like goes and gets like shittier weed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is every drug dealer ever. Like his friends obviously going to hook him up, but some just random dick, he's just going to give him the shit weed at the bottom of the jar. Funny.
Or he gives
Funny,
them oregano. Like I did.
relatable AF.
I ever tell you about that when I sold oregano to some 8th grade?
Well, you
Oregano,
sound like-
ketamine.
You sound like
It was legit oregano, and they paid me $80 for it.
What? That's
when
funny.
it's $80. Oof.
You're an entrepreneur, Austin.
And you know
That's
what
all
I did
could
with that
say.
money? I went to a music festival.
Hey,
That's how we do it.
oregano got me here. Okay.
Flipping a profit.
So is it?
There's more to say.
Oh yes, please
Of-
continue.
Obviously, like the chemistry between those two is fucking impeccable.
Well, it's lasted through several movies. Like-
Exactly. It started like the whole fucking stoner verse or some gay shit like that.
Stoner verse.
That's, may as well, right? But a really funny joke is like because I watched this a few months ago and I looked up some funny clips to remind myself of the funniest scenes. Is like near the end of the movie, he broke up with his girlfriend because like he's being chased by like this gang and shit. But he's calling her on a payphone, and she's like, "I'll take you back," and he's like, "You're dumb. You're immature. Like I fucked up real bad." And that shows me how immature you are. And so they start arguing, and she's like, "Immature? What do you mean I'm immature? How many chicks have you slept with?" And he's like, 2.5. And she's like, "What's the half?" Well, it was either a tip or I dipped a ball in or something. I'd feel bad. I feel like I was lying if I said 3.
Oh my God.
So
Slip the ball in.
Oh.
super
That's
good
4.
movie.
That's 4.
That's my 4.
That's hilarious.
So 4 for me, and I feel like I'm saying this just because I've seen it so fucking often, and not by choice, is Grown Ups 2.
Oh.
And I feel like you could attest this because you've been over to my house so much. My dad,
All the time, yeah.
if it's the weekend, it's either Ridiculousness, some show from the 70s, or Grown Ups 2. But Grown Ups 2, like, one of the funniest parts is, like, Swartzen. Because he's just, I don't know what meds he's supposed to be on, but he's not on them.
I
Never.
stopped taking the antipsychotics today. I can hear the voices.
And they have him, like, in the because he's the bus driver, but he, like, got knocked out or, like, passed out or something. So he's driving, but the principal doesn't know that. So they have him, like, rigged up, and he's like, because he's passed out. But one of the funniest things though is like the principal, because he wears like clothes like this, where the shirts are like they're not intentionally supposed to be like crop tops, but they just are.
Mm.
Okay.
And I like how Adam says like, yeah, you got to stop shopping at the Baby Gap.
That
And then he's like digging in his belly button, like he's like giving because it's the last day of school, and he's like, oh, Fruit Loop, and he fucking eats it.
comedic movie wise, I think it's got a lot of great jokes, and it's tough not to when you have a cast that good. I am a little upset because Grown Ups to the shot continuity, which is like the only thing that I ever give a fuck about in movies, is like, does this logically make sense? That one day seems
Long
like
as fuck.
it's the longest day in the world, and you're just like, how is all of this happening in just one day? They just planned
Well, I
a
mean,
party.
like, Hubie Halloween's kind of the same. It's like 2 days, but it's like the second day is like
Hubie kind of comes together better than that, though.
yeah,
does.
but like he's like, oh, now he's a neighborhood Watson.
I kind of get what you're saying. Like sometimes with these comedies, although they work, because like the lowest common denominator is it's supposed to be funny, and it is. But they're just like, we got to make an excuse for all these gags to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens, happens. We don't know what's going to happen in the plot.
And that's where they lose me sometimes. And that's what I mean. The Campaign and Tropic Thunder so far for me, I feel decent storylines behind it.
It progresses naturally.
Yeah, with that movie, I struggle with it.
Well, I don't
Very funny,
I don't
but
give
I
a
struggle.
fuck about the plot. I'm just like, ha, make me laugh.
That's the point of this list too. I should stop being a freaking prick about it.
Yeah, like Martin Scorsese said, Marvel's not.
What does Martin Scorsese think about Pineapple Express?
What if he's just like, that shit's fucking dank, bro? I love it.
Hey, he might, bro. He might be like, bro, I don't know why the Jew laugh makes me. It's so funny, bro.
They probably get sick and tired of those movies that they direct though, like a Scorsese or like that other one that
Spielberg.
Yes, time for
What's the
another
one that-
mob flick.
all the action films. Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, like I bet they just love this shit. You know what I mean? Just a little
I can
trip
imagine they just
to
toke
another
up.
world.
They
Yeah,
just toke up and they just like, Teletubbies.
literally.
That's how they write the new action movie. But all right, George, go ahead and give us your number 3.
Ooh, okay, 3. So I originally was gonna say The Night Before, and I was
Is that
like,
the Christmas one we just watched?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
That was like, that's a good one though. That I laughed a lot on that.
It was. But I feel like I was robbing myself of like something that I truly found hilarious when I was a kid, and that movie's Dodgeball.
Okay, that's a
An
good one.
untold, like underdog story. So you got
Dodger
Vince
French.
Vaughn. You got Vince Vaughn in it, and he obviously is the main guy, carries it all. But you get an amazing antagonist in Ben Stiller. So Ben
yeah.
Stiller's popped up twice in this. I freaking love this little guy because I think this is probably his best role, other than like some of the Night of the Museum ones.
I definitely agree with Night of the Museum, but I don't think you're wrong with saying that's a top tier. Everybody remembers that.
Mhm.
Like the whole nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, right. Or like he's about to like throw the dodgeball at somebody. Like this is something I've always quoted my whole life. Like it's like a 5v1 situation at the end of the dodgeball tournament. And he's like about to throw it at the dude. He's like, Joni loves Chachi, and like just drills this dude in the face. And it's like,
I
what
love
the hell?
you, and he's like, "Shut up, bitch."
But okay, so I had to pick a sports movie. And I had to pick something that when I was a kid, dude, this was a go-to to like, okay, I'm gonna have a fun time here. This is hilarious. I think probably my favorite scene it took me a while to understand it, was when Ben Stiller was trying to like diet and, not eat as much. So like he would have like jumper cables and then like I don't know if he was watching porn or he was like watching people make food, but he had like a donut in front of him. And like every time like he was about to go touch the donut, he would like shock his
I feel
nipples
like-
with the jumper cables.
I feel like he was such a fucking narcissist that he probably was watching like Martha Stewart or something. Because he gets both. He gets
hey.
both there. What if he's into old lady?
honestly, yeah, he's like trying to cut his gilf porn and eating in half by just jumper cables straight to the nips. And then the second time that you see him like trying to wean himself off food, he's like with a slice of pizza, and he's putting the slice of pizza down his pants.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to have
it's a
the pizza tuck
fetish.
his dick, bro.
That's a fucking childhood, that's like some, normally for people it's like therapy and like they just break down and they're like, I was like abused as a kid. George just let out like a fucking 15-year hold in of a laugh just now.
Bro, yeah, I know. I've been meaning to. 15 years.
That came
I
from
held
the
it.
depths, dude.
I feel like that happened to a lot of us seeing all these raunchy fucking hilarious movies where like there were scenes in them that like as a kid you didn't understand why they were funny. Like why is he putting the pizza on his dick? I don't know, it's funny though. Like,
Right? Yes.
but there's like now you're like, maybe like gilfs. Maybe he has like a food fetish. like
As adults we're like, hey,
the third eye is open. Some of this shit's hot to me now. What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
dude, that happens to me all the time now with these Disney movies that I watch with Rowan, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like that went way over my head.
Oh
Dude,
my
for
God.
sure. SpongeBob always. SpongeBob's a fun one to watch again as an adult. You always notice like the little weird things.
Yes.
Especially the YTP. Get fucked.
So dodgeball. I also sports movie. I had to put a sports movie in there. Kind of mad I didn't put Waterboy. Love Waterboy, but
It's okay.
glad you hit it.
I'll make up for it for you a little later.
Chris, what you got for 3?
Yeah.
All right, my receptionist, she learned. Number 3, and this, my top 3. Like I really had to think about like why they were in the positions they are. Number 3 is Superbad. Okay, Superbad could have been
Solid.
my number 1.
The dicks.
The dicks. Okay, let me go
Please
through it.
please do your manifesto on his lunchbox.
Well, I'll go through my thoughts top to bottom. We'll get to the dicks because that's can't talk about Superbad, not talk about the dicks. Okay. So I saw this when I was younger, and I'm like, damn, that was such a funny ass movie. Good one, really good cast, like cast of actors that were like set up to be in a lot of big movies afterwards. You had Seth Rogen and
Jonah
Bill
Hill.
Bill Hader. They were the cops. Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, Emma Stone. Okay. Like, and then like they and some of them had things going on, but then like after that they all like popped hell off.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, it was my first movie seeing any of those guys.
Yes.
Did you know Bill Hader is BB?
Is that true, Austin?
Yeah, he said it in an interview.
How so?
He did the noises and then put it through. I'll link you the video because I have another story from that video.
Okay, A, that's funny, and 2, yeah, we go to A to 2. Fuck the language. Fuck metric. Fuck whatever system you use. Pineapple Express, the opening scene had Bill Hader in it.
Yes.
Where it's like the CIA or whatever is like they just found weed or they first like made weed or whatever, and they're like testing out in like a bunker. Okay, in some like secret like CIA like lab, and they just have him in a box and they're like they give him some weed, and they're like, tell us what's happening to your body. How do you feel? And he's just making jokes. Man, I don't know, dude. like he's going wah 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 and like singing and just acting totally wacky. So they realize they're not going to get any data out of him, so they kill him. But anyways, that was Pineapple Express. Super bad. Damn. One, it's competent as like besides just being funny. Like the narrative is super competent.
Mm-hmm.
It's this awesome, like your best coming of age comedy I've ever seen. So fucking quotable. When the cops are they're asking the liquor store clerk lady after McLovin got punched. Oh my god, McLovin. There's so much to go through. Okay. I'm gonna try to hit some notes. You know, he's trying to get like a rough like description of the person who punched him, and the lady at the counter is describing him, and you know, Bill Hader's character is like, all right, so we got a black Jew. like because he's taking the wrong notes, you know, and him and Seth Rogen are just like these bad stupid cops. You know, Jonah Hill and Michael Cera are these dweeb kids who are like horny and they're trying to get with girls, and just so many funny moments. The McLovin thing, okay, McLovin is like one character named Fogel gets a fake ID, and he has to choose a name. He doesn't choose a first and last name. He just chooses one word name, McLovin. Okay,
from where? Where
from,
was his ID?
His ID was from like
Hawaii. It was Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
one,
fuck?
a state he wasn't in. 2, he listed himself as 25 years old when he's still in fucking high school. Okay, and he comes out and it's to buy liquor, and that's how they get to the liquor store later. And you know, Seth, that's Jonah Hill, and Michael Cera's character, you know, they're buddy, right? They're pissed at him. They're like, "You chose to make a lovin'? Why don't you choose a more common name?" But anyways, and Michael Cera's like, "McLovin, it sounds like you're trying to be an R&B singer." And oh my god, just the dicks. Okay,
The dicks.
I know we've talked about this in an please.
and it's
enlighten
tragic
everybody.
because most of this part is cut out. When you watch it on TV, this whole part's like cut out because it has to be. Fucking so, Jonah Hill gets his shit like book checked off like the lunch table. You know, some bully kid. And he's like, "Yo, why you know, what's that about?" And no, actually, it's because Jonah Hill's character Seth, Evan was Michael Cera's character. All right, we're not gonna do trivia. I'm just gonna hit the points, okay? Dicks. He tells a story about when he was a kid. And you see a little chubby, like Jufro kid that's supposed to be young Jonah Hill's character, and he's like, I had this weird thing when I was a kid. Okay, I used to just kind of sit around all day and draw dicks, big veiny ones, dicks as characters, and it shows this collage of him drawing these detailed dick drawings, like dicks with army helmets, a dick that's like a gorilla holding a banana dick, like. So then he goes, and one day I'm in class drawing this dick, a big triumphant veiny bastard, and some kid pushes off my desk, and the little girl next to me picks the paper up to hand it back to me. She looks at it, and she just like, it shows the flashback. He's not narrating, and she just like screams in the camera. This like elementary school girl, and yeah,
That's the dicks.
And he kept it in a. What was it?
Lunchbox.
Ghostbusters lunchbox. Okay, that's where he kept his treasure trove of dicks.
Treasure trove.
And then he goes on. He says, so then the principal, thought I was, he was some pastor guy. So he thought I was possessed by some sort of dick demon. So then he called my parents and said, oh, he's not allowed to have dick-shaped foods anymore. And he tells to his friend Evan, he's like, you know how many kinds of foods are shaped like dicks? The best kinds. Most quotable, lots of hilarious improvised scenes. Fun fact, when they throw the Molotov at the car at the end of the movie, they fucked up the one throw, so they actually ended up CGIing the fire.
No way.
And it looks real. I wouldn't have ever been able to fucking tell.
Oh, because it's so far away, you could.
Anyways, hats off. Superbad is one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
Love Superbad. That's my number 3.
Going back to Bill Hader on that, he was talking about how there's the scene where he find McLovin at the, and he was saying like all these takes he was doing. He was like, McLovin, what the fuck? And then the one that they used, he walks, he goes, McLovin, and like the sound guy just like starts wheezing, and the director goes, yeah, I think we found the take, because he was like, it was just so like, it was like such disappointment in his voice. He was like, McLovin. I just thought it was because he talks about it in his. It was like a video where he talks about his career. Bill Hader does. He's talking about it, and it was like the only story he brought up about it.
That's
about
perfect.
that movie.
Love it.
I just think it's so funny how like stupid the cops. You want to shoot the gun, bro? Fuck yeah, dude. Shoot the gun.
When they're playing lightsabers, shining the flashlight at each other's eyes while he's trying to drive. Oh, and one's doing the Yoda accent. Oh, young Padawan, you are. And then they hit Seth with the car.
I also like how they have the cop from Brooklyn Nine-Nine in there as the guy who like Michael Cera and Jonah Hill have like getting him alcohol, and like that poor dude, his day just gets fucked. Like they like total his car or something.
Oh, I don't know the actor, but like
I know he's in Brooklyn.
He
Nine-Nine.
takes him to the party, right? Yeah. So that so Seth and Evan, that's Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. They were like running down the street to check out this girl they knew from school, and they're like, "Oh, I heard she got a breast reduction." And it's like, oh, she used to have warlocks. How could she do that? That's like slapping God in the face. And,
oh my god!
And Evan's like the nerd, so he's like, yeah, but she had back problems. Now they're better shaped. And anyways, they come back from that scene, and that guy backs up and hits Jonah Hill's character.
Yeah.
And he's like on probation or something. So he's like, I'll do anything, man. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't call the cops.
They have him like buy him alcohol, right?
That's what they wanted, but he's fucking broke. He tried to give him like $3.
And he's like, "Fuck you, man! I'm not taking this $3
Yeah. So he takes him to this party where like other bad shit happens. Where they have
him,
alcohol.
Right? But to him, right? Yeah, because
he
gets fucked up.
he gets beat up, and then this girl dances on Seth and puts her period blood on his pants.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Use my leg as a fucking tampon.
That's a solid comedy movie. All right, I'll jump into my number 3, and that is Good Boys.
Okay.
And that one, just for the sole fact of the fucking jokes that the one kid fucking throws out, that like, and everyone's like, that's not funny, but like he's like, that's why your dad has 3 fucking DUIs and you can't drive anymore.
Dude, to that point, bro, like I felt like in elementary and middle school, kids were more mean than they were in high school.
More directly.
Yes.
Like they want to hide it or be nice. Like any awful shit, they'll just throw out. Like, oh, your dad had 3 DUIs.
It's so funny you mentioned that because I saw 2 kids the other day at a stoplight. One was on a scooter and the other one was like just like walking. The kid on the scooter was obviously like flipping it around, doing some pretty cool shit. And like honestly, I was like pretty impressed by the way he was maneuvering the scooter.
It's
They looked
3 pounds.
They looked just like the
Those
kids, and they had a cup of coffee. And I can only imagine that like that was their trek, right? Like they're like, bro, we're gonna go get some coffee, and that's gonna get us wired for the skate park, bro. And I'm gonna hit all these gnarly tricks.
I still love the cop scene in that one where he was like, I have drugs. Like, God damn, leave me the fuck alone. The cop's like, just go home. Just fuck off. Just go away.
Oh my god, these fucking kids.
That one was a good one. Like, I'm glad you had us watch that
Mhm.
one. It was a fucking good movie.
I didn't want to put it on the list, but it was definitely one up there where I was like, damn, like they really spared no expense at like getting really sexual with.
Children.
Yes.
And that sounds bad, but like theming. Like when they're like, oh, my parents have these cool weapons we could use in their sex toys. And one of the kids is in a gimp mask when they open the door.
For
dad's sex doll.
Yeah, and they sell it to the guy for the cards.
It was good. I forget when you said Good Boys. I remember. Oh, that movie was really funny. What were the funny scenes? But you just gave me the fucking rundown, dude. So
Great movie.
Very
All right,
nice.
George, what you got for us?
Okay,
We're at number
down
2
to
now.
2, down to 2. So I this was tough. Almost made it to number 1 for me, but I'm gonna go 21 Jump Street.
Ooh.
Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, Ice Cube. You get a really classic 2010-ish movie. You know, we're right around being in high school, so I was able to connect with a lot because you got these grown ass men coming back into high school, which at first you're like, the premise, this seems pretty like head ass, like how can they pull this off? But at the same time you're like, well, there were some pretty old looking dudes at our high school. That being said, this is one of Jonah Hill's best roles.
Hey, Swiper.
I
Was that 22.
That was 22.
I like 22 way more. I'll go into that here in a little bit.
Okay. Well, the reason why I chose 21 is because that was the one that I quoted probably the most in high school, next to my number 1. I was about to say it.
Oh, spoiler.
But yeah, I think there was a couple of films early on in my life where I got to see Jonah Hill and I was like, wow, this dude is something special. Like he's gonna be one of those people when he dies, we're like, man, you know what? I'm a little sad today. Like that was one of the main brothers in this comedy game. The premise ties together really well. People going back trying to find this crazy party drug. You get a lot of classic scenes like with them tripping out on the drug, which I always am a fan of in like these movies. I'm not saying I'm a drug guy or anything, but I can relate.
Look at you.
I can relate.
You look like the Florida man right now, dude.
I can relate. I look like I have like a key waiting for me like outside this private beach in Florida or something. Like, oh,
Hell yeah.
You're gonna walk out of here.
right? Well, okay, so 21 Jump Street. I think this movie is also carried by a lot of like hidden roles. So you had Dave Franco, you had James Franco's little younger brother, plays like a classic, save the environment-esque, earthy type of, like we gotta say, like one of the scenes early on in the movie is they're pulling into the parking lot, and Channing Tatum trying to seem all cool, like be the jock type, is like, the fuck is it? It smells like some I think he says it smells like some peanut oil around here. Like, why the fuck does it smell like that? And then Dave Franco's like, well, yeah, no, my car runs on peanut oil, man. I get this from downtown shop or whatever. And then he also, in the same scene, Channing Tatum punches a black dude in the face because he's like, hey, who's got that gay ass music playing? He's like, no, turn that gay ass music down. And then the black dude comes up. He's like, oh, like you got a problem with my music? He's like, whoa, back up. And he punches the kid. And then he's like, well, you just punched me because I'm gay?
Politics in 2021, basically.
And then,
Yeah.
so the best scene, this is the one that I quote all the time in high school, is like he punches the kid, and then it shows them both in the principal's office, like before school even starts on their very first day of trying to fit in. And the principal's like, "You punched a little black gay kid in the face? It's not even second period yet." Like that scene, like me
Do you
and my
feel like that as a teacher?
yeah, where I'm like, how do you just got into a fist fight at 7 a.m. in the morning? Like, how are we this?
7 in the morning.
It's 7 in the morning, bro. It's 7 in the morning.
George is sitting there still kind of like me. I'm still trying to rub off the fucking
Oh,
allergy
100%. 100%. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And he's coming in here crying. And I'm just like, oh my God. You got punched in the face by Channing
meds.
Tatum.
And you're just like, bro, I'm still like trying to get over the sushi I had last night, bro. We're not the same.
So, 21 Jump Street. I do think it's better than 22 Jump Street.
I love 22 though, and I think the reason why I love it is because I've watched it with Vanessa's family so much.
Which one had my name of Jeff?
Was that?
That was 22.
Yeah, because it's the
22?
very beginning.
Yep.
Okay, that's my in. All right.
Yes. Yes.
But I love so Vanessa and I quote it all the time. We're like, she died for our Cynthia's. He's like doing freeform fucking like
Bro.
poetry.
Yes.
What was the other one? Oh, when he
fucks a captain's daughter.
Yeah,
I knew
and
you
he
were about
was
to
like,
hit that.
he was like, bro, and he's like, we're talking missionary. We're talking mission. We're talking, I'm on top, she's on bottom. And then he finds out it's his daughter, and he's like, you motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Oof.
That one's great, but
It's a good, very few movies, right, are like, wow, the sequel kind of just hits better than the first one. That one is a debatable one.
yeah, Indiana Jones is the best example
Yes,
where
yes.
the sequel hits better.
But-
and Cars.
I'm glad
Cars
they
is that way too.
they went for the sequel though, because so many comedy movies, especially.
yeah, well,
they-
we have Grown Ups. Grown Ups is
Yeah, you know, it just all depends on like. See, I wonder, is it like, wow, this is a good story, good premise. Like, let's see how the public reacts to it before we write the sequel, or is the sequel already in the works before people even?
see like movies like Lord of the Rings had 3 books, but they like when the first one came out in theaters, they were already like halfway done filming number 2.
Yeah, so I think comedy movies has to be based on public's
Yeah,
reception.
you can't be like, we already got number 2, and they're like, dude, your shit fucking sucks.
You
dog.
got a 15 on Rotten Tomatoes, bud.
Oh,
You got a
also,
1.5 pineapples on the LCP.
Hopefully one day that's the you got IGN for video games. We got the LCP for movies. Rotten Tomatoes is no longer existing.
Yeah, fuck a
Good.
tomato.
Fuck them. They suck, dude.
But
Tomato's a bitch ass plant. Okay.
I love how
pussy 1v1
Fucking pussy.
I love the scene where Seth Rogen's wife from the night before and Jonah Hill are fighting. And he's like, "Are you trying to fucking kiss me?"
Bro, okay.
All right, go
Number
ahead.
2,
Go ahead,
Chris.
Christian.
All right, did she fuck up this time?
No, she's
money?
She's gonna get a raise, or I'm gonna ask her to do a sexual favor
Okay.
to move positions in the company.
Quid pro
because-
quo.
Yeah, but it's all self-aware. It's because the patriarchy's bad or whatever.
And we're not an
Twitter is
official
talking
company,
about.
so it's not really quid pro quo.
We're self-employed. Okay.
We are.
Number 2 is Borat.
Okay.
Cultural learnings for make great nation of Kazakhstan. Okay.
Perfect.
And
Perfect movie.
I only
Chinkwe.
wrote Borat, so I think I just memorized the tagline too, which
Yeah.
is
You did.
kind of impressive. Okay?
I think is that still the only one that's gotten 5 pineapples on the show, like a collective 5 pineapples?
Yes, collective
I think
5.
so. Yeah.
Night before got a 5 from me.
Yeah, but Borat was a 5 across the board.
It was.
We've always had I've always been like the one.
Like a 4.5.
Y'all love that? Now I'm gonna say 4.
Obviously, Borat could have been number 1. Like these top 3 positions were very like, oh man, I gotta really think. So I've always loved the hidden reality camera type pranks. When I was a kid, I watched Jackass and Wild Boys.
Right.
Now I watch like the Eric Andre show. Okay, Borat is so top quality. Okay, because not only are they funny gags, right, where you have the like public reactions of these random like bystanders, he's also playing a funny character. So it's like, bro, and it's like here's this like immigrant guy who like the joke is like after 9/11 they said like, oh, all immigrants are bad. He's like the straw man come to life of like this terrible, evil other immigrant who like doesn't know what's going on in the free world. Like he gets a hotel and he walks into the fucking elevator and he tells the elevator guy, "Oh, this is my room." He starts unpacking his fucking
Oh,
bag.
sir, no, this is the elevator. What? This is not my room.
No, I will not settle for a smaller room. And so quotable because 5 seconds later he gets to his hotel room and it's so nice, which he had never seen before.
Wow,
He looks at the fucking chair in the corner, which is like, it's a fairly nice chair. He goes, "Oh, king of the castle, king of the castle."
Great movie.
Borat, like, oh man, so many funny bits in that movie.
So this is the thing, because we have had a lot of movies, and I think Borat is by far probably one of the most controversial ones, in which we love this shit so much, and there's such a big group of people that are just like, I hate this, and not only do I hate it, I just don't understand it. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where I was trying to go with that. Oh, so I was like under this impression, right? I was like, are we just idiots for liking Borat, or is Borat really that good?
No, it's really that fucking good.
So I was justified right after Borat 2 was made, and it was just like scattering all podcasts, and everybody was like, dude, Borat, one of the greatest movies ever made. And I was like, I felt justified because I had, not saying that you guys' opinion doesn't matter to me, but what does matter is like, well, like, shit, are we really just loners? Like in this
Are we really just pieces of shit as human beings?
yeah, like are we just like not? I don't know.
It's very interesting you bring that up because that happens with a lot of any type of media that's been like significant. It's like it comes out, it's so awesome. People are like, wow, this is the shit. But then like a few years go by and it's like it becomes like cool to hate it. Like, oh, it was popular. I thought it was dumb. Fuck you.
That is true.
But then when like the hype comes up again, like when Borat 2 comes out, then people start to remember, oh fuck, I'm excited because Borat 1 was fucking good and they can't lie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I feel it.
Great movie. I'm not going to say anything more.
Last thing that I'll say about Borat is the character work. Sacha Baron Cohen fucking monitored these Kazakhstan people and made this character, and like, I'm stupid, so like I like to do dumb accents and like impersonations.
He did like 3 before we started recording today.
Yeah, just for fun, like just out of pocket. I don't know, like, oh, fried eel, very delicious, like that type of shit. Okay, that is the most impressive character work I've ever seen. Okay,
I feel like any character he does is the most impressive character work.
Absolutely, super impressive. And he's not just acting scenes as a character, he's talking to regular people. So like there's an improv aspect to this whole thing. And also, and there's a good plot tied into the movie. There's a fucking plot to all the bullshit as well about Kazakhstan. Insanely good movie. It could have been the number 1. So
yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna jump to my number 2, and it's number 2 above all these other movies just because of the amount of fucking times George and I quoted this fucking movie, and it's The Longest Yard.
Ooh.
In middle school, we had that movie memorized.
Yes, bro.
You have the greatest comedian / best person. I know Franny's watched this. Best person in the world ever, Joey Diaz in that.
Uncle
Joey, bro. Have you seen his ads now? He's like doing ads and shit. Like, this is the best fucking face mask you could buy. It's like ones that go over your eyes.
I would like to see.
He was like, I can't fucking see shit. They don't know what I'm coming for.
The KKK, the Klansmen in was it Django Unchained?
Yeah.
I can't see shit out of these.
But Longest Yard, though, another Adam Sandler sports movie. Shit is just fucking stupid. Like a WWE movie.
They said Goldberg, perfect. Okay, great callie. Call him up.
Stone Cold, get him in there. Great Collie, get him in there.
Everybody, bro. If you had a WWE background, if you had a built body, right? I mean,
because Swatowski is an MMA fighter.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So I was like, wait a minute, is that? That's the best character of the whole movie because we would do that in PE. Like you'd kick the ball and you go up to Mr. Twilight. I saw Mr. I broke it. Did you? He's like, George, if you say that shit to me one more time, you're gonna go run laps.
Oh my gosh. you have a chance in that movie to like get to see what you'd want prisoners to be, and it's like these rough and tough guys who just want a chance to beat the shit out of the
But
guard.
are
Like
also
just
kind of fucking stupid too. You know who I follow on TikTok?
Well, yeah.
Is Brucey.
probably hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of his like popcorn one, like where he does the longest yard stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like some of the characters, like Joey D's a Rios, like it's trash, you big dumb bitch.
I think Chris Rock doesn't get enough credit for how well he did
Because
in
he's
that
only
movie.
in it for so long. He's in it for like I want to say like course of the.
Yeah, but you know he's that like he literally is the caretaker, and I mean he's able to bring in Adam Sandler and kind of make that movie believable because so many people hated Adam Sandler's being, and it would have been tough if you would have just had like Adam Sandler try to prove himself, but then you have that great role where he's able to make fun of all these other guards and
Very group chemistry.
Yes.
Type
Yeah.
acting.
I feel like that set the. I mean, he always had like a good group chemistry and all these, but I feel like that really like then you have grown ups after that. You have all these other Adam Sandler movies, but but the caretaker though, man, you got him in there, and like they find out he's like on danger level, he's half a star, and so they're gonna set up a fight between him and Adam Sandler, superstar versus half a star. And then he's like, "I shut up before I slit your throat and watch the dust come out, mother." He's talking to the old dude.
I love Longest Yard. Damn, really. I should when I said sports movie. Glad I put Dodgeball because I think
But
it's
Dodgeball's a
underappreciated.
good one. I feel like we need some variety.
Yes,
between our-
yes.
Absolutely.
I think our list has had a great variety.
Yeah, we've had,
a lot of our tastes are similar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess I'll let George go. I want to see if we tie up on
Number one, Will Ferrell
Oh,
and
okay.
John C. Reilly close it out.
Oh,
and
so
Step
how
Brothers.
did I not see this coming?
Okay.
And yeah, by far my favorite comedy movie of all time. When I have children and they're like, "Dad, like we know Will Ferrell's funny. Like we've seen a couple of his YouTube Again clips."
We've seen Stepdad, or what's the one? With
Oh
him
my
and
gosh,
It's him and
Daddy's
Home.
Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
Yeah,
So
we've
ma-
seen that.
Right?
You're
Like
sit
where there's
down.
like,
Which I like that movie. Okay.
It's good.
what's the
just not a
funniest
zoomer.
Will Ferrell movie? It's got to be Step Brothers. And I watched that movie even when I was super young. And I think it's just relatable because everybody has that sibling rivalry. But when you see it played out amongst grown ass men,
But
who are-
as if you were like 9 and 10
like
years old.
legitimately, right? And I think the thing that's even funnier about it, not saying there's anything against people who are still living at home and are like 38.
Hey, fuck you.
38, I said. Okay, like they were in the movie. But like I think that played like I can't imagine that those kind of people could watch that film.
But
like
it's,
knowing that like shoot.
but it's funny though because they
This is
talk
hitting
about their
home a
kids and they're
little.
like, "Oh, you're so nice to meet my son." Like it's like they're like 7 and 8. Like,
Yes,
you want to play Wiggle Blocks?
literally, bro. And I mean you see it in the opening scene where he's like, "You can call me Nighthawk." And then he's like, "Well, you can call me Dragon." And it's like who the hell says that, bro? And I mean countless other hilarious ass scenes. Who carries this movie? I say
The dad. Just somebody random.
out of the two, I have to go Will Ferrell because he has a lot more scenes tied in with like his douchebag older brother.
Yeah.
And I think that facet alone gives it to Will Ferrell in kind of like carrying the comedic load, but boy, that's a close choice for me.
Can we just appreciate the story arc of John C. Reilly? Like going back to like Kong Skull Island, he's pretty fucking funny in that. Like there's a scene where he's like shaving, he's talking to this dude's like, "I'm gonna kill you tonight." Dude's like, "What?" And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding." Or maybe because he's been on this island for 28 years. Like he's been detached from normal society.
Really underrated John C. Reilly role is the
Wreck-It Ralph.
the Dewey the one where
Dewey Cox story.
Dewey Cox story.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh my god.
Is it
A
good?
comedy. Like don't think that
I know
it's
it's
just
a
some
comedy, but
it's probably one of the best biopics I've ever seen.
Johnny Cash is that?
Oh damn. Is it Dewey? It's Dewey Cox.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Isn't that? I think he was a famous singer.
I'm not
Ja-
cultured.
I'm
Jamie.
Jamie. I'll pull it.
Jamie, get that going. But anyways, Step Brothers, number one for me. I don't think there's much more to say about that
No, it's
one.
Walk Hard. The Dewey Cox story. Walk Hard is the base.
Jamie Foxx. That's my answer. I have no information.
While young Jamie looks that up, you ready to go to your number one?
Well, comment
This
on
is
Step
this
Brothers.
isn't
Okay.
important. This isn't. So please make your comment. That's actually important.
Step Brothers 1. I always like the douchebag older brother that's played by Adam Scott. He ended up in a bunch of stuff. Super funny. That's such a quotable movie. Like, did you rub your balls on my drum set? Like, oh, and then the caveat to that movie is that it's the movie that always comes on TV, and it's like the movie that everybody quotes. So, like, in a way, it made me a little bit sick of it. I'll say that. Like,
Yes.
like if you said
Oversaturated?
yes, if you said, "Oh, do you want to watch Step Brothers right now?" I'd be like, "No, that's
I
okay."
guess it's like me with grown-ups too.
I remember the whole thing. I don't need to watch.
That's the same way I feel about it. I'm not going to say you're wrong about that. I think,
But that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I still respect what it is. Like,
yes,
I only very narrowly chose that in the sphere of, Talladega Nights and Anchorman.
it's like The Office for me. It's like, okay, is there more? Like, are there like extended scenes?
Is it a Marvel movie? Am I gonna have to wait till the credits?
And there is an extended version of that movie, which there's a couple of scenes absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the extended version
I
of
haven't
it.
even seen the whole movie.
Just look it
through.
up on YouTube. Like, if you're ever bored, I'm sure that you can find Step Brothers extended scene.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
going back to the drum set though, I love the. He's like, why are you sweaty? I was watching Cops. Like, what the, why the fuck is that?
How does that make sense?
Yeah.
bro, Cops is canceled now.
Oh yeah, it's been canceled since.
Cops was a bomb ass show, even though like
It's not that 911 Live or what was that one?
Oh my gosh,
PD, that-
Emergency
Live PD.
PD.
that show isn't that good. It's
Live
still
PD
okay.
was staged as fuck. I watched it once and I was like, oh, this shit is staged.
It's
like-
not
Bad.
live.
No.
Mm-mm.
Never online.
Yeah. So go ahead with your number one. Did we get it right this time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Number one funniest movie is it's Die Hard. You motherfucker. All right, so this is the conspiracy theory about how Die Hard is a Christmas movie comedy. So, if you look at the screenplay on page 4, no, just kidding. It's Die Hard 2. No, just kidding. Billy Madison.
Ah.
This
was in your list on episode 1, right?
Yeah, it had to have been because it's still here. Okay. I bet like if I asked you guys, it'd be suspicious that I hadn't named an Adam Sandler movie yet.
Yeah, I was
Ooh,
gonna. I was
yeah.
about to say like you haven't named fucking one yet. What's going
Exactly.
on?
Like you guys got him. It's like, all right, Chris, here's it, bro. Like, so I saw this movie when I was a kid. And it was funny then, just because I was a kid and like the humor is so stupid in that movie. And then like, but I still appreciate it because some people will tell you that like comedy has to be clever. No, it doesn't, bro. That's like if it's criminally stupid, I'm going to
I
think
feel like
it's
that's
funny.
better though. Well, I mean, for our sense of humor,
Absolutely.
like,
and
just
it's
look at Pay Money Wubby. I mean, it's
exactly, bro. Allah.
I wasn't gonna talk about that, but you already did.
See, now that somebody's gonna clip that, I'm gonna go to jail. Whatever, dude. We'll lawyer up, okay? LCP coin is paying. All right.
47 points.
So, and it's very Billy Madison is very similar to Step Brothers in the sense that like it's like this like it's an adult who let's say is slow. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
Politically correct.
It's like that or like a 40-year-old virgin thing where it's like here's like a mythically stupid like being where it's like does this thing like really exist to this like comic degree? Probably not, but here's why it's funny in a movie.
Yeah, they were president last year.
Billy Madison was president?
No, but somebody that was
Oh, yeah.
that comedically just.
I get you.
Oh, okay.
You're asking if it's somebody like that.
So here's the political rundown of the liquid. We're talking about Adam Sandler. Don't desecrate that circle. Okay. Yeah, Billy Madison. Okay, so there's so many dumb bits. One, Adam Sandler is just a retard. Sorry to say. Sorry.
We started off so good politically correct. And Christian's like, I don't care anymore.
Sorry to say, but that's what's going on. And he has to like go through school again. Okay? But he's so dense and stupid in this fucking movie. And just so many scenes where he's acting that way. When they're on the bus to the field trip, and like one kid's like, I dare you to grab Mrs. Vaughn's boobs. Okay? And so he just kind of, what's the word? He hobbles up there. And he's like, oh, hey, Mrs. Vaughn. Oh, and he pretends to like trip over and puts his hands right on her boobs. And it's like, come on, dude. Who does that shit?
I was going to say, I think one of the things that I loved Billy Madison the most about was kind of like the sex appeal from Mrs. Vaughn tied in with it all.
Oh, he chose it good.
It definitely put like the tutor or like I kind of like
teacher.
Yeah, hot for the teacher, right? Hots for the teacher. That was definitely put in my head by Billy Madison. And it kind of like fucked with me mentally, like, because I was like,
Miss Richards.
Well, if my teacher's hot and she's my tutor, she's naturally gonna give me a quiz, and if I pass that quiz, she'll be naked. So I got straight A's.
This is why George got straight A's, and he was let down his entire time in school.
Yeah. I was every step of the way. I was like, well, it's fake,
but
George.
Don't feel too bad. Yeah, because some people try it. They get molested by the librarian.
What?
Like, I'm just saying stories of people that I know. Okay.
It was me, okay?
It was Mr. Gwynn.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, bro. He's pretty cool.
Oh, sorry, Tony.
Toby.
Hey, bro,
Tony was, I think
know
that's
you
like a
guys are
baseball
on.
player. Tony Gwynn? Wasn't he?
It is a baseball
Was he with
player.
the Padres?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Christian.
no problems. A train is a train is cool when it's functional, but when it derails, you just want to fucking look. Okay, like, hey, those people are dead. So, Billy Madison, he's just childish when he's playing dodgeball with the kids. Here are these like third graders. He's playing dodgeball with them. He's just fucking throwing through them. Okay, like nailing these kids. They're crying.
I
know what you're gonna say.
I have a verse. What if one of those kids ends up being Ben Stiller in dodgeball? Or what if those kids is Patches O'Houlihan?
Oh my God! Wow.
Hey,
Spin zone. Were you gonna say that was actually a real scene? He was trying to fucking drill those kids, like, and it was.
Oh,
like,
I did not know that.
Parents were mad, bro. Like, parents were, like, they didn't know that he was gonna go full force like that. But
He's Adam Sandler. Who gives a fuck?
He's like, it wouldn't be. I think he literally went along the lines of saying, like, it wouldn't have been funny if I was hitting them soft.
He's so
Fuck them
fucking
kids.
mentally ill, dude. And I didn't find that out till like earlier this year, and that's so hilarious that he was really hurting those kids. Okay?
Yes.
There's this like, okay, one, he's an adult and like he's like a playboy. He has like he's about to inherit like the rich families, all their shit. And he's also an alcoholic, so he just like sits around the house and drinks and parties. When he gets stone drunk, he hallucinates and sees a giant penguin. Okay,
Right.
and like, which is so dumb. Like, who knows why it's funny, but it fucking is. The best part was he's all drunk. He stumbles up to Mrs. Vaughn's house because they're like involved. He stumbles in. And he looks, and she's there, and the penguin's there next to her, and the penguin kind of raises the martini glass, and he says, "Oh, so sorry to interrupt," and so he leaves.
Oh my gosh! Oh, another quick thing about Billy Madison that I loved, and I did, the pickles against the window at McDonald's. It was like one of those just like dumb scenes where it's like, how the hell did they come up with this? But they took the pickles off their burger and they would smack them against the window, and
So
whichever
you did
one,
this?
and whichever one came down last is like the winner.
I feel like you and your dad would do some shit like that.
I did it at a McDonald's before, like with a group of like old high school
But
buddies.
I feel like your dad would be like, "Hey, check this out, Rocket Bait."
so this is another fun thing
Whoa,
you can do.
you cut off. Wait, you were like, we did butt, and I was like, y'all did butt stuff.
Well, butter.
CIA fucking
Butter is where I was getting
repels through the
to.
window.
If you have cloth napkins, and then like the little table butter, you could put the table butter in the middle of the cloth napkin, and you could use it like as a trampoline to stick the butter on the roof. And I've done that a couple of times.
That's so
But
degenerate.
it's got to be a cloth napkin though.
It can't be a paper.
Or else it'll rip. It's got to really, you know what I
Could
mean?
you like militarize it?
We've messed up sometimes. The roof's been too high, and the butter will come up, and the butter comes right back down.
It has like a,
And that's never a fun
but it's a
time.
fucking mortar shot, so its trajectory just
It goes 3 tables across right on a piece of bread. Perfectly.
ooh.
Can you imagine?
Or it's like
Science.
into somebody's drink, and they just like, what the fuck's it?
That should have been in Billy Madison.
butter drink with the butter.
I don't remember if this was a quote, but was the pissing your pants is cool?
Yes, I wanted to talk about that scene. Okay, so they're at the field trip. It's one of those like, this is the cabin where Abraham Lincoln churned butter, like some stupid shit like that. And which like it's playing on the joke that like, why? Oh, why as elementary schoolers, how do you expect us to like go on these type? Because we've all been on that dumb type of field trip or some historical shit that we don't give a fuck about. It's like I remember we went to Ely, and
Yep.
like the thing was that we were all excited about. It's like, hey, they're gonna give us McDonald's.
Oh yeah, and they were like, got to stay at a Motel 6, and we're like, hey bro, we all got our own room. Like not our own room, we shared it with like 3 other kids.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you missed out, dude. You should have went to
Point being,
Priest. We got fucking badass.
I feel
field trips.
jealous. That sounds dope. Ely?
yeah,
It was
As
like
a
just-
kid?
yeah, we would go up. It was fourth
Yearly?
grade.
This is yearly?
every year for the 4th grade.
fourth grade, and in 5th grade we like
Science camp.
did
Mount Charleston.
science camp, which was like we don't have to miss Mount Charleston.
That was
and-
3 days.
Oh yeah,
Ely was 2 because you would leave
wonder
one
if any
day.
kids died on one of those trips.
Came back one short.
Nobody cared about that kid.
Well, in Billy Madison, they're on this lame ass field trip, and of course, like Billy Madison wants to be immature with his kid friends. Like that's like the mental level. So but he's kind of a cool guy though. One of the kids, Billy, I think his name was, pisses his pants, and Billy notices. Wait, no, Billy's the Billy Madison.
Yeah.
It's just him. He's just reliving Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, bro. They were coming out of the trees. Ho shi ma dong.
Piss your pants.
All right. Well, one kid pisses his pants, and Billy Madison notices. He's like, "Hey, what's wrong, buddy?" And he's like, "I peed my pants, and I don't want to tell anybody because, like, I don't want everybody to see." So, what does Billy Madison do? He goes to the like water pump and puts some on his pants, and he says, "Look, everybody, I pissed my pants. Peeing your pants is cool." So he got all the kids to pee their pants.
Wait, they all just pissed themselves?
Yeah, so the kid didn't feel bad. Then the old lady, like the boring like old lady that's decrepit, on the field trip, she comes up and says, "If peeing your pants is cool, they'd call me Miles Davis." and Billy Madison goes, "Oh my god, that's so gross."
I feel like that's just a classic, though.
Yes. Okay. And there's one other funny bit that I have to touch on sexually. At the end of the movie, he does this like decathlon. This like it's like a Trivial Pursuit type thing, and he's fighting the guy who's like either he's gonna get the inheritance or Billy Madison is. Okay, and his question is like, describe the effects of the Industrial Revolution. So he goes on this tangent about a book he was read by the teacher, the 2nd grade teacher earlier in the movie, who read him the book The Puppy Who Lost His Way. And he looked out and didn't know what to say. He was about to choke, and he saw her in the audience, and he starts talking about the puppy who lost his way, answering about the Industrial Revolution.
Oh my god.
So it time skips, like, who knows, 30, 45 minutes? Who fucking knows how long he went on? And he's like, the puppy didn't lose his way. When he was found, the puppy was society, but it was actually a revolution. Like, and then he looks and there's dead silence, and he goes, "He's Thai football rules," and they all cheer.
Oh my
And the other
god,
guy's
it
like,
was a
"What the
standing
fuck?"
O.
Yeah, and then the referee announcer guy goes, "We're all dumber for having sat through that. You were awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul." And so Billy Madison goes, "A simple no would have been fine." Like, oh, and Steve Buscemi saves him by sniping a guy. And my first childhood impression of Steve Buscemi was seeing him. He had like the hit list of the guys. I don't know why he was even mad. Yeah, and he's.
I think it was just people who wronged him.
Yeah, and Billy Madison was on it, but Billy called him and was like, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry," or whatever he said.
I think he was like, "I'm sorry," like BP oil spill. Sorry.
So he crosses Billy Madison's name off his hit list, and he's sitting in like a hammock or in a bed. He's laying back, and "Somebody to Love" by Queen is playing, and that was and I didn't understand the I guess queer side of what was going on because I was a kid. I'm just like, that guy's funny,
Bro. Literally, those those are the scenes. You're a kid and you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? But I guess it's funny. He saves the day.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm glad that Billy made up with him. Like, that's a little thing.
hats off. What a great movie. That's why it's my top.
All right. Well, I'll go into my number one, and I'll kind of jump into a listener's number one because they put it in here. I'm tied with Franny with Borat.
Okay, yeah.
Borat is just, I don't know, man. That shit's just fucking funny. I think it's funnier because I watched it at such a young age with my dad, and you like. And same thing with you, right?
Mhm.
Because they were just like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, oh, it's a documentary about this guy, and he's gonna learn culture."
Yeah,
Educational, bro.
I think I was telling Chris a little bit this beforehand, and that's why I think we got to watch the Eric Andre movie.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do that next week.
Eric Andre's movie. I was telling Chris, kind of like reverse Borat, and I'll let your mind wander
I
as
think
to
I
what that.
understand because I've heard a little bit because my dad thinks he's hip with Eric Andre because Eric Andre used to write for Howard Stern. That's all my dad listens to.
Oh, perfect,
Mhm.
right?
He was like, "Yeah, Eric Andre, fucking TikTok." Like, all right, old man. Borat though, like I'll so, since we're talking about Franny, I'll go with this one because it's such a great quote. And he's talking. It says, Franny's saying he quotes this every day. This movie, but he says one of his favorites is when Borat goes, "I get an iPod, my neighbor get an iPod Mini. Everybody know it for girls." Because his neighbor's always just like, "Ah, I got that too." I think it's so funny though, like the elevator scene. He was like, "Oh, he was very nice." No, the Christian said, I'm not gonna fucking settle for a smaller room.
He tries to spit shake and bargain with the guy about the room price. The dude's like, and that's going to be 125, and he's like, well, we'll call it 60, and spits in his hand and tries to shake his hand.
Like, 125.
125, sir. Well,
I also like when he fucks up that like antique shop, and he's like, my friend, he make a glue. He's like, you're gonna have to pay for this. And he was like, where's all the money we got? He's like, just go.
Little do we know, it's the most expensive scene in all of Borat.
Yeah.
Probably.
Shit. Yes. Yeah.
I want to know if like Sacha Baron Cohen goes home and he was just like, I'm a fucking genius. Or if he's just like if he's like, damn, I fucked up that. And I gave him $60.
He paid him for. I bet he compensated him more than what it was.
You would think, but then like that one dude who sold him the ice cream truck came back and was like, oh, I didn't. Was this thing I a pussy magnet?
Yeah, hitting cams.
And also like I also love because Borat 2 went there. They didn't hold it back, but like that's a movie that we canceled. He was like, "Is this good for running over Jews?" And he's like, "You're like, dude. Oh, he said that shit." Favorite scene though. I have so many I could go into. I know you guys have some too, but funny scene is when they're fighting in the ice cream truck, and the ice cream truck starts playing the music, and they pull up, and the kids are like running, and the fucking bear like out the fucking window because they had a bear for protection because they couldn't buy a fucking gun. But like when they go to get the bear, he's like, "What kind of dog is this?" It's a tortoise. I don't. It's almost like what you said. Like, is there anybody like actually this stupid?
Exactly. And like these people just have to take it at face value because they don't know it's a fucking movie.
And I think that's why he had to wear so many disguises this time, is because people know Borat now.
We're talking about Borat 1. Borat 1's your
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah, Borat 1. I mean, like, of course, Borat 2 is great, but like,
It's just the merit of being more original because it's the first one.
yeah.
That's pretty much what makes it better, So
Also, when they're fucking fighting naked and they run through the fucking banquet,
yeah,
and like Sacha Baron Cohen gets the fucking shit of a neck, just the dude grips the fuck out of him.
Now, I have always wondered about films like this because you have to, like, people that are on camera and they get, like, absolutely, like, flamed. Like, they have to sign something
Yeah,
that
they
says,
do.
like, hey,
And that's why that guy tried to
we're-
sue him.
we're filming, we're going to, like, we're going to use this.
Hold on, I have to point something out, bro.
What?
I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I looked at you, and you look like my custom CJ from San Andreas, bro. With completely buff, with a chain, and with the
That's
fucking.
awesome.
He has that Australian like pimp hat you can get. And I'm like, bro, George is my CJ.
I'm CJ.
After,
Wow.
After I spent an entire day with him at the gym, I gotta get him buff. Franny just said though, he was like, "Is this a cat in a hat?"
Oh my.
I also love like at the very beginning because I remember we watched this with our episode. We showed your friend Lonnie, and he had never seen it, and he was sitting there like, "What the fuck is this?" And there were scenes I forgot, like when he goes to like the feminist group, and he says some like,
Says smile, pussycat.
he says some real ignorant shit in that movie.
The dinner party, and then he invites like the hooker over. He tries to shit in a bag, doesn't he?
He shits in the bag and then he brings it out.
He's like, "What would you like me to do?" Oh my god! He goes, "It's very nice you keep holding." Because the dude's like, "I'm retired." Because it's very nice you keep him in the house.
That's the shit, bro. And like it's like those people agreed to be like, yeah, no, we'll be in the movie. Like, yeah, I'll show you how to wipe your ass.
But can we not forget about when he goes to the rodeo and he hypes the crowd? He's like, "May George Bush drink the blood of every man, woman, and child in Afghanistan. I will sing you the Kazakhstan national anthem," and they fucking boo him out.
I've never seen him more. And like Chris said, like, what did he call it? He was the most character. It's the most character.
It was like it's like he's like the straw man of like the evil immigrant, but like real life.
Yeah, well, you were just
He's just a
mentioning like
great
out of
character
all,
actor.
yeah, character actor, and you got to see it in that scene especially because he hypes everyone the fuck up. It's such a quick flip, and like I think that's the thing that I love the most about like hidden cam movies and everything is just like the quickness, the improvisation, and like you have to be on the ball because you're not going to get another shot to do this. So seeing that and knowing like that's a one taker, oof.
A lot of it's a one taker, and they pulled it like, or like when he's in Chicago, and he was, "What's up, Vanilla Face? We need someone to fuck our black asses up for the night." And they call the cops on him, and he's like, "I want to be clear, we are pimps, not hoes." You and I would quote "bang bang a ski ski" every day,
Bro.
fucking PE. That's like Borat and Longest Yard were like the only like that were in our vocabulary.
Yeah. And that's exactly like the way it should have been, bro. Like that, like think
As
about
the
it. Had
Bible
we been
intended.
oversaturated by the Netflix and the Hulu and just content, like we would live with these movies
For years.
because that's the only fucking thing we had, and we just replayed them nonstop. And I think that's why a lot of those, like Step Brothers for me, Billy Madison for you, Borat for you, like those are movies that we had no other option except for just delving into
yeah, like
every aspect of it.
I still have our old family computer. There's some adult content discovered, and I was like, "Yo, why?"
Whoa. Oh, it's not yours? Oh, that's kind of nasty. It's still interesting.
Can you show me that when we get home?
I got
but,
a jump drive.
But one of the only movies that was on there that was Borat.
Oh my
So
god!
I'd watch it all the time on the computer. But yeah, man, I mean, like, I feel like there's just so many like quotable things in that. Like when he's trying to run across the fucking street or run like with the street.
He
Or,
takes
like,
a
he
shit in front of Trump Tower.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh shit, damn the foreshadowing."
Yeah.
But like, or like he tries to like, it's only with the super masculine guys that he tries to kiss. Or like the guy who's teaching him how to drive. He goes, "You're my friend." He goes, "Yeah, I'm your friend." He's like, "I like you. You like me?" He goes, "Yeah,
I like you too. Okay, just keep your eyes on the road. Some people were very patient with him. I'll say that.
like that guy."
Absolutely.
And he pulls out the fucking alcohol. Wait, there's a woman driving.
Oh man.
You need those people to make that film. Like you need those people to buy in, because if you have too many scenes where it's just showing the negatives, I could see where it's like, this is not tasteful.
And to kind of go into Borat too, what I like about that one is like he shits on the left and the right.
All over the place.
Yeah, he's just like everybody gets shit on.
There ain't no holds bar on that one, bro.
Mr. Chevrolet.
Johnny Chevrolet. Oh yeah.
I feel like that one was just a little more well, it had to be a little scripted. I think one of the only scripted scenes, one of the few in Borat. The first one is when he goes back to the prostitute's house because she's a shit comedian.
Yeah.
And then Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I told this story. She got injured because he tried to shoot it. Like tackled him and like fucking hurt her. Like she like broke a bone.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she like broke a rib or something.
Or Pam.
I thought
that's the most expensive scene. Now you had to pay for that.
Yeah, I thought that shit was real until I read that. I was like, I went my whole life thinking that he really tried to fucking kidnap Pamela Anderson. And I feel like I could equate that now.
They would have sent Sacha Baron Cohen to fucking Guantanamo Bay, bro.
Oh my
if
God.
that was the case.
But I feel like a perfect equation of that now is like if Belle Delphine was doing shit like that and somebody did it, all the simps would they would only get like 15. Anybody got some Chips Ahoy? Like, what do you mean? You need to buy your deodorant for the Smash tournament. No, I'm gonna get Chips Ahoy.
I'd rather have action figures.
So I think this is a great list. And we have some people who have commented theirs. I think we can jump to that. Your student, I forgot his name.
Joseph.
He put Kung Fu Hustle.
He loves that movie,
That
bro.
movie,
Super funny.
The cool thing about that movie is it's a legit like film from like the 40s or like a super, and it's so good like with the CGI that it's like 90% of it is just him CGI'd.
Yes. I haven't seen it out like other than the clips that he showed me, but like all the clips he showed me, I'm like, dang, this is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, actually, I think I've seen this movie though, but like, it's a fucking funny movie. I think Janelli was trying to tell me, Benchwarmers.
Oh,
Okay.
another good.
Is
I
that
considered
the one
it.
with David Spade.
David Spade, the dude from Napoleon
Where
Dynamite.
he's like afraid of the sun.
What the heck's his name?
I forgot his name.
Yes, yeah. David Spade's afraid of the
Is that
sun.
the hot potato one where you just sit there and fucking just looking his
Yeah.
hand?
Yeah. No, great. I think that's one of the best sport, like young sport movie, like things that I was able to connect with a lot. Fucking love Benchwarmers. That was a good bring up.
Very good. Rob Schneider's in it too. Just
Mhm.
reminded me, Rob Schneider. I feel bad because it's like a really big movie, but just don't hold back on that one.
Yeah.
I think it's less
a
about the
different time.
rereads and it's more about like just immature
Is
America.
that the one where he's like, I'm 12?
Yes.
It's like your age.
Yes.
I like your facial hair and everything. He goes, it's like a $20 bill. He's 12.
Ooh. It's very much similar to me in like Grown Ups in a sense. That movie, Benchwarmers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tied those two together.
Fuck. What? I feel like that guy's the going to Hollywood guy. Like,
No. I'll show you the clip of that so
I'll
that
have
way
to
you
see
can
it.
see it. Yeah.
I'll have to see it. Sammy Sprinkler.
Sammy the Sprinkler. Or it's like Sammy the Sprinkler was like the black kid or something. Like always. Every time he would talk, he was just spitting out like this, and he ended up being the announcer, I believe. So it's like the irony, right?
He just fucks it up. But man, I don't know why I think I'm thinking of it because I'm 12.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that guy on TikTok who's just like, he's like, you ever see a tree fall down?
Yes,
Forget
bro.
about it. Forget about it. Have you ever seen a car do anything more than drive? Forget about like the
Vague philosophy.
It's like when
Hispanics trying to make like
sayings in English.
sayings in English, yeah.
Oh, Janelle's talking about the Sandlot, but the Sandlot's like a feel good movie.
Yes.
I would say
Not a funny though.
For example, I would almost put Adventureland on this movie, but like it's almost like a better like drama. It's almost more of a drama than it is.
Is that
comedy.
the one with Fishmouth Stewart?
Yeah, Kristen Stewart.
I knew what I was talking about.
Well, I never heard the joke. I just knew Stewart because
Just look at
Kristen
her.
Stewart is in that. Okay, look, Austin. Here's a tangent. Okay,
Oh, here we go.
hey, stop. Shut the
Broke
fuck
the
up.
microphone.
Kristen Stewart, when she was in Twilight, and I was like in middle school, I'm like, she's so annoying. I hate her. Okay, but you know, she's kind of attractive. Okay, and seeing her in like in American Ultra, Adventureland. That's all I've seen her in. But anyways,
Oh,
that's
dude.
it.
So Franny's telling me one of the best memories he has with his grandma is when she go see 40-year-old.
Okay.
Oh my, yeah, classic. That almost made the list for me.
I like how because that's Paul Rudd, right?
No, that's no, that's Steve Carell.
Yeah.
No, as the main, but isn't Paul Rudd?
Paul
in it?
Rudd's in it too, I believe.
Yeah.
He is.
He's
like,
at the
is he
electronics
Is he the
store.
depressed one? I think it's get over like his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "You remember this ass?" And he's like, at like the store, and he has like the camera on all the monitors. And so everyone's like, "Hey man, let's fucking do that."
Classic stuff, man.
My
Well,
dad-
I'm glad we're
Yeah.
getting a lot of YouTube presence.
Yeah.
tonight.
Hell yeah,
We
brother.
appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we always say we're very appreciative of our audience because they haven't fucking canceled us.
Yeah, they could come with pitchforks, and I don't know. Some of them could know how to make bombs. Like we live in America, dude. Like
Just watch Murder Among the Mormons and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
just take a pipe bomb you could buy at Home Depot and just wrap nails around it.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's satire, guys.
Bye,
Satire.
LCP. LCPC.
LCP.
LCP.
PCP, baby.
LCPC. LP. Yeah.
Lukewarm Cinema Podcast coin.
Luke. Yeah.
LCPC ticker symbol.
LCPC. would be the-
Ampersand.
No.
Dash.
I feel like it should be something stupid like ticker symbol like Wu-Tang sign or something.
420.
Like a shitty gamer tag.
Ticker
Lowercase x, capital X, underscore vagina slayer.
Well, everybody, it's
wait, hold on,
yeah,
wait. We
please.
got George's number one, don't we?
No, I had
Yeah,
Step Brothers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you were first. Sorry, I felt like it was so long ago.
I feel it, bro.
I
gotta
forgot the
pee. Oh,
rotation.
We're
I
at
gotta-
2 hours.
I got a leak. Wow, the longest episode ever.
Well, we're almost.
I got a leak.
You can hold it. So, anyways, let me
That's
talk
it?
to you about my long-winded podcast I've started.
Ah,
You
yes.
guys know where to find us: Lukewarm Cinema Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We just spent a lot of our time today doing hella content creation for you. Finding the funny parts of clips. You guys don't have to watch 6 hours of us bullshitting.
Yeah.
We have a new merch store. Check it out. It's in the comments, guys. It's going to be in the show notes.
Yeah, dude, they look fly.
They look fly. We
Get
haven't
one.
gotten ours yet.
I had
so
to cop. Their last batch of t-shirts, I didn't buy one, but this one was cop. It was-
George is the only one
Must
that
cop.
actually cares.
This is a must cop.
Us cop. We also have more accessories. You could buy a sticker and then slap it on like a Republican's truck or something.
We got cock rings. I'm just kidding. Not yet.
In the works.
But we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you guys listening. And until next time, everybody, Jinkui.
Jinqui. That was a good finish.